And after that, I started liking it. I started realizing there's a good amount of money in this industry, to be very honest. That's another point which dragged me into this industry. Contractors are getting scammed too. It's not the homeowners getting scammed. Even contractors, even me, I got scammed. Like,
and the other thing, as I'm a real estate agent, as we all know, right? So we have the governing body, Real Estate Corporation of Ontario, who's looking after our thing. Like, okay, if we are in discipline, we are following everything. Do you think that's something lacking in terms of your industry?
Yes.
In construction, it's because it's like I can tomorrow I can go and I can say, okay, I can give you a quote for 55,000, whatever the amount is, and I will arrange a plumber, I will arrange everyone, right? And I will do it, right? I will outsource the work, everything, right? Do you think there needs to be a certification to get everything, even a general contractor thing?
100%.
Plus, there need to be a governing body. In Ontario, we are talking about there needs to be a governing body that can take over all the things and see with all the disputes going on in the court, small claim and everything in terms of the construction thing. Do you think there should be a body for that?
And there should be a body for that. We should go through a process, or maybe we have to write down an exam or whatever. Something we have to do.
Something that's practical exam.
Maybe we have to show 100%. We have to show them couple jobs. We should, even our government or Ontario should know that, okay, this is happening in the market. People know, a lot of big people, these politicians and everybody, they know about what's happening, but right, nobody's talking about it. Because this is the only industry where you don't need any renovation. You can wake up tomorrow morning and you'll be like, okay, I'm a contractor from now, right? You have no experience. You go look on Marketplace. There's so many cheap like guys and everything working over there, right?
It's just like the problem is not the price. The problem here is the quality of work we are talking about.
100%.
It's like people say, okay, this guy is doing for $3,000. Why are you charging $8,000? And then that's a question to you. And the simple answer you gave is, it's the quality of work. It's the after service.
Yes.
It's the responsibility
100%.
we are taking.
100%.
And we're gonna be there for you when you need it. That's what sums it up basically in terms of the what we say, the question in terms of pricing. And right, the other thing you were talking about is there have been people just start doing the general thing. They join a contractor and after a couple of months they feel like, okay, I can start my own company now, and I can. It's not bad. You start somewhere. You give it some time. Give it a year, 2 years. Complete certain number of projects to become a contractor. Right.
100%.
We want everyone to grow. It's not like, right, we started somewhere.
100%. I was doing drywall patches for $100, $50. When my first job was like those, I was a handyman for like good 6-7 months, even after knowing renovation from good 1.5 2 years. I was working for somebody else. I learned it over there. We did all kind of work at that place, and those guys are named contractor. Those guys are in the industry from last 10 years where I learned, right? And then after that, I was a handyman. I also didn't handle big jobs. Whenever I had a big job, I used to call my boss, my previous boss. I used to tell him, hey, brother, this is the job. Can I handle this kind of job? He used to guide me through the process. So let's say if I'm having 2 years, my experience, and 10 years is it. So 12-year experience was working on a job site, right?
Yeah.
And nowadays, people work for 6 months. There's so many guys in the market right now, they don't even know how to get an inspection done from the inspector. Every step, when you legalize your basement, you have to do an inspection. If you're doing side entry, you have to do an inspection. If you're getting your windows enlarged, you have to do an inspection. For HVAC, there's an inspection. For plumbing, there's an inspection. For framing, there's an inspection. For insulation, there's an inspection. And at the end, everything sums up on occupancy inspection. Right? That is this basement ready for occupancy?
Is it fit
for somebody to live in? Right? So these are all kind of steps I'm trying to. There's so many people, they don't know how to get the inspection done. I get almost 1 to 2 calls like every week that, hey brother, I'm doing a legal basement, but I don't know how to book an inspection. So what do you think? What this guy is going to do after? Right? But this is a sad truth of this industry.
You are saying there needs to be a proper, like, we have to make sure there needs to be a proper process.
Yes.
Right? Or you take enough time
100%.
to do it, to exercise it before you start your own contract.
At least spend 2 years with a general contractor or a contractor who's doing basement or same kind of work, at least 2.5 years you spend there, and then you start working and even leave the work with your contractor on a good note. There are people, they're not even notifying us that, okay, after 15 days, I'm leaving. They're not even giving us 15 days notice.
Yeah.
There's so many guys working with me. Now I have a team of 7 people and the 8th one is me. So there's about 4 vans every day going out of my house or going to different locations, all kind of jobs. So now there's about an 8 guys team I'm running right now. I'm managing right now, right? We do commercial, we do residential, painting, whatever you guys need with the home. Even outside, I have links. I have reliable guys for landscaping, concrete, decks, everything, whatever.
Everything is covered.
It's a one-stop shop. So I call my renovation, my renovation name is Sony Renovations, and it's a one-stop shop. You give me a call, you let me know this is the problem with my house. You know what? I'm going to take care of. I'm not a jack of all trades, which I am doing everything. No, I have professionals lined up for everything. I have a professional plumber. That guy has been in an industry for like 15 to 16 years. I have a professional electrician. He is doing electrical work from last 10, 12 years. There's a professional HVAC guy. So there's all kind of professional guys lined up in my team. I am not the one. There's so many contractors. They're jack of all trades. So those guys are jack of all trades, but they don't know nothing, right? So you
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Master of none. Yeah. That's a perfect saying in this industry right now, because you should know what you're getting into. You should have a roadmap or a plan for a renovation, whichever is taking care. But it's a sad truth. This is not happening right now. There are so many decent guys which are following these processes as well, and they're growing. Trust me, they're growing because let's talk about you, right? Now you are supplying me good amount of jobs because you know how I did your basement. What was my communication with you? What was my after services are, right? Now you're in real estate. Now we have a very super nice relationship. There's so many jobs which are coming to me because of your reference, right? That's the thing. People are not building references.
Your business, it's gonna build up with time. You just need to be loyal to it.
100%.
You just need to give it some time and work hard, right? And you have to deliver. Yes. I would say over deliver what you promise. That's the thing. That's 100%. The name of the game, I would say.
I always say that I under promise and I over deliver it to you. Yeah. If I over promise and under deliver it to you, there will be a problem.
Yeah.
So that's what I always do. Let's say if a basement is getting done in 8 weeks, I'm always telling you guys it's going to take 10 weeks. I'm taking 2 weeks extra for a surplus. Anything can go wrong in a It's maybe there is something the city doesn't
hold the inspection. Okay, the inspector doesn't come in. There could be possible reasons for this. There's another thing I want to ask. Since we are like there are a lot of people who are looking for the second dwelling legal unit. What's the difference between? So if I have my basement, like I don't want to rent out my basement, but I want it to be used as a bar, or I want it for my kids to play in, or like for any other reasons, right? Or for my family members to live in. So what's the difference between second dwelling legal unit and a legal basement for personal use?
Yes. So personal use legal basement is that you don't rent it to somebody else. Second dwelling, you can judge from the word. Second dwelling means second family living in the same house. Because we have a housing shortage.
It becomes just like
yes, there's so much population growing. So now Ontario is doing this. So there's another thing we can do. There's a garden suite as well nowadays.
Garden suite is coming in.
So there's another families living in the same house, but they have all the fire, all the electrical, everything safely for them as well. So it's pretty much about fire safety. It's more about 70 to 80% about fire safety. And then all kind of amenities which these guys second family is using, you have to put it in that basement. So that's called a second dwelling unit.
They should have a laundry access.
100%.
It's fire.
They should have a laundry access. They should have a separate washroom. They should have a separate kitchen. Everything should be fireproof. Let's say, God forbid, if something goes wrong, let's say there's a fire in the basement, right? The upper floor is protected for good 30 minutes. By the time there's help arriving at your property, you guys are, at least the upper family is safe. So one family is safe on the main floor, and the second family is safe on the second floor, on the basement, right? That's how it is designed by the city, and that's how it is. It's a super good problem. I bought my house. I also did my legal basement. It's a legal basement. I'm renting it out because there's a separate laundry. It's another family living there. You should think, let's say I am living in the basement.
Yeah.
What requirements I need? I need a separate washroom. I need a separate laundry. I need a separate kitchen, right? So all these things are
These are the basic that needs to be there for the, so if we say it's a second dwelling, that's a secondary unit, that's like a separate apartment we are taking into, laundry needs to be there, everything what we discussed needs to be there. And the second thing, if there is a legal unit in terms, if I have like the basement is raw, right, and I have to construct it for myself, like home theater and all. So how is it different? Like, can I put a stove in there?
No, you can't.
So what are the differences in terms of legal second dwelling and legal other unit, like for the primary person using? What will be the difference in terms of the process?
I'll explain you that. That's like a raw space sitting in your house. You're just covering that space to get more leverage in your house, more space in your house. You want to put your kids' room downstairs. Let's say you want to put a washroom. You can put a washroom there. You can put a bar there, but not another kitchen. So if you're putting another kitchen, you have to be fire safely for all the things.
Stove there.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. Because you already have a stove, already have a full kitchen upstairs, right?
Yeah.
But in personal basements, you can do a room on the basement. You can do a washroom in the basement, a TV theater or a TV wall. That's how things are working in the personal basement. There are not too many things in the personal basement.
There are lots of requirement in the city, like the fire separation and all. Do we still need the fire separation?
No, you guys don't need it. There are some walls where they need it. Sometimes the city asks for it. Every city is different.
Okay.
Brampton is different. Caledon is different. Scarborough is different. Toronto is different. Every city has a different norms and requirements, and according to what you guys are putting for, what you guys are applying for, they're letting you guys know. City is pretty transparent with that. They will let you know. They'll write down like 20, 30, 40 notes. If you take up your drawings and you look at it, you read it thoroughly, they'll find out everything in it.
Even a normal human being who doesn't have any knowledge about the thing, he can clearly, when you submit your plan to the city, they approve it or they tell you what are the necessary changes you need to make. You check that document. You can easily mark out there is a red circle. Okay, this thing needs to be changed. They're gonna be each and every note. So even if you're bringing a contractor, you're getting a legal basement done, you got the permit from the city, you need to check the permit yourself as well. You have to make sure, because it's a safety issue, and on the other hand, right, you just have to read it. You have to make sure everything is done and what the contractor is saying and everything is as promised, and it's safe for the other party as well and safe for yourself and your family as well.
There's so many educational guys on YouTube. There's so many educational renovators, home developers. They're letting you guys know with all these things. Trust me, you research it, you look at some videos, you read your notes properly, you will find out what you guys need. You will be educated, then book a contractor.
Yeah, so that at least you get an idea. And what do you suggest? How many contractors do we first meet before taking a decision?
You can click on the first one, but at least get like 2 to 3 quotes. Don't get too many quotes as well. I'll be very honest with you. Then you are getting, you'll be confused.
You may get confused, right?
You cannot it's a simple factor, right? When you have so many things to look from, you are getting confused. Because everyone has a different mindset and everyone is offering you a different kind of things. Like, with me, I have separate designs, separate ideas, right? I'll be giving you 2-tone tiles in the washroom, right? Even if it's a rental apartment, I don't care. I'll just make it look super nice. So it's more deliverable to your tenant as well. When you're putting it on the market to rent it, there's more more people are getting attracted to it because it has a 2-tone thing. It has rain, right? It looks for you. Everybody want to live in a nice house, even if it's a basement. So everybody deserves to live in a nice house, right? That's what it is. So there are so many different kind of things, different kind of options, but you should get at least 2 to 3 quotes.
Minimum 2 to 3 contractors, and that too from a reliable source. 100%. Check their thing, check their history, check how was their previous work, speak to the previous people who gave them the contract, the homeowners, and then decide on to factor. Take some time, take the decision, but make sure you do it right.
Yes.
And you do it so that it's easier for you for that time frame.
100%.
Right?
That's the thing.
And the last question for you, if you would have started, like, what would be a suggestion or an advice you would have given to your younger self coming to Canada? For the people coming in Canada, even they're looking to join your thing, right? Your industry. What would be a piece of advice you would have given to yourself when you started the...
Try to get into skilled jobs. Nowadays, nobody want to work with their hands. People in coming 4 or 5 years, people who are working with their hands, like people who are doing these kind of odd jobs, they'll be more successful than people sitting on the laptops. Like, mark my words. It's a suggestion from me. Whenever you come from India, whenever you come from any part of the world, just learn some stuff from there.
Yep.
There's so many nice contractors and so much knowledge in our back home that there's one guy, he was working at my India house. He know how to lay tiles. His speed was immaculable. You cannot match his speed. Trust me. But I was learning from him. I was in India like a couple months ago. I was learning from him. I was asking him questions like, "Hey brother, how you do that? What's the process?
Yeah.
How you start the tiles?
Yeah.
How you start the paint, right?" So you should always ask questions, get involved into more skilled jobs, like barbers, right? Now a lot of barbers are making good amount of money. It's a necessity, right? So I should suggest everyone in the younger phase, and even if I was, if I was
You were the one who was coming to Canada right now. So the best piece of advice according to you is like to get a skill thing.
100%.
Get into a skill. That's what we always talk about. Get into a skill. Get into photography.
Yes.
Get into whatever skill you can start. If I know things happen, again the same story. I know things happen. You are doing other job and all. Whenever you're a student, you're coming new to Canada, you want to do IT, you do IT. Whatever thing you want to do it.
100%.
You want to start construction, just start looking for it.
Yeah.
Even there are, I was checking earlier, the Home Depot, they provide free training.
Yes.
To like, you just have to register the course, and they have different courses.
They do that.
You can go to the Home Depot website, and you can look into the different course. Okay, how to start your kitchen. At least you get an idea from there. Earlier that used to be in person, long time back, but now they do it online. So you can register the course, at least start there and see if that's something that excites you.
Yes.
And then you can go forward and look into it.
There's always good to learn something. There's so many colleges. Like, I'll be very honest with you, go with the process. Now people want to get successful overnight. That's another problem with the youth coming in right now to Canada. I'm no harsh feelings. I'm not trying to target a thing. I was a student in 2015. I started from there. I am also one of you guys. But my thing is that always learn. Don't think that you know everything. No, we don't know everything. Even now, I'm learning every day. Trust me, every place
you know
learning. This is a process. Once you surrender yourself that you are still learning, you'll be successful. Trust me that this is a country where you can make a good amount of money. You can make a decent life out of this country. I know there's so much negative going in the market right now, but to me, in 9 to 10 years, I did well for myself. My family is proud of me. I'm proud of myself. But the thing is, you should always keep on learning. That's my first thing, and that's my advice to everyone. Just keep on learning. If you have free time, if you're not getting a job right now, just learn something. There's so many colleges. Like, I used to don't know. Now I know, right? When I did my PR and I started working. I got my PR and I started working for myself and everything. But there are so many skilled trade colleges in Ontario where you can learn renovation, when you can learn plumbing, where you can learn electrical. There's a process, right? Now, to get an electrical license, you have to spend good 4 or 5 years, right? People don't want to spend that time. People want to get everything overnight. They want to make $1 million in 1 year. You can make it 100%, but you should master your skill first. You should know how to talk. Be nice. You should know to communicate. You should, whatever's in your heart, whatever's in your mind, at least you should know how to deliver it. That's the only thing I will suggest everyone. And that's pretty much it. That's the way to success. That's how you can make a good, you should enjoy what you guys are doing. There's one guy, my barber, where I get my haircut. He's a young guy. He's still a student. He learned barber back home from India. Now he's doing his own thing, his own gig. He's working at a shop, and then like guys like me, there are like 4 or 5 of in our group, which we call them, hey buddy, can you come over to our house, give us cuts, we'll pay you good amount of money. We're paying them good amount of money, like $70, $80, $100 even sometimes for a cut, for a beard and everything. He's making good amount of money, but he's the humblest and the most nicest guy I have known, right? Super nice. He know how to talk. He know how
He's a
to
people's person, right? Technically, I would say he's a good communicator.
That's
right?
what it is.
That's one of the main thing, right? Even I have a friend, like he came with me here, and right now he just opened his salon.
Yeah,
and that's how, right? Like he learned. He has interest in hairstylists, right? Like he hairstyle, like this the same barber thing.
Yeah.
And now he has opened his own store. Like that's how you just have to start somewhere.
Yes, but you should spend good amount of time.
You should learn it properly before just jumping into And we see people who have been like, I see someone, so this guy is driving a Range Rover full size, and he has a big mansion here in like in Richmond Hill. And I was like, okay, my man, he is a lucky guy.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen how much time. He's been here for 25 years.
Yeah.
He has been working day and night 25 years
100%.
to achieve that.
Yeah.
Now we just come in. We say, I've been in the country 5-7 years. I should be like this. Tomorrow I should be a multimillionaire, and it's not happening.
It's not.
You have to just follow the process.
Yes.
Just start somewhere.
Yes.
And patience is the key.
Patience is the key. Just be respectful. Be nice to your job. If you're scamming people, like I'll be requesting my not good contractors. If you're scamming people, you're not going a long way. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's going to be for maybe 6 months, 1 year, maybe maximum 2 years. But if you want to do this kind of things for your life,
if you're doing something for a longer term, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Because if I do something wrong with someone, he's going to tell 100 people. And if 100%. I do something right, it's going to just tell 5 to 10 people.
100%.
So the negativity,
it spreads more. It spreads more and spread quicker. So I'll be, that's my only request. Be fair in the market. Give decent prices to people as well. Don't scam them. Don't drag them. There's so many jobs I know where people are sitting without tiles for 1 month because the last guy tell them, he's going to do 300 square feet of tiles and $3,000, and now they're getting stuck. No, don't do these kind of stuff with people. Even you're hurting the family, even you're hurting their, everybody has a schedule in this country. Everybody's busy in this country. Hiring a contractor, it should be the contractor's responsibility to get the job done right. You should know what you are getting into before signing the contract.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be having any problem. If there's a problem, if there is a discussion, yes, the contractor will call you, bring you up with all these kind of information. But it shouldn't be every day at work you're getting calls that, this guy is having, it's been 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, nobody's here. We're still waiting on the contractor. And then the contractor is giving you silly answers. No.
And if your contractor is not ready to sign the contract, it's another red flag.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
That's why
always sign a contract. Ask them for their liability insurance. I can bet there are thousands of contractors without liability insurance, and there are millions of contractors with liability insurance as well. There are good people, bad people, but you should always choose wisely. I'm not saying choose me. I'm not saying book me. This is not a marketing thing for myself, but you should always choose wise, and there's so many decent contractors you should choose out from, and those are people, they know how to work. If they're signing the job, they're finishing the job as well. That's the key to
totally. So that becomes the responsibility.
100%. Right? That's what it is.
So the last question for me, not to him, for you guys. What do you think? 85,000 realtors we talk about every day, every other day we talk. There's a real 85,000 realtors coming into. There are a lot many people, right?
Yeah.
So there are a lot many licensed professionals. How about the contracting industry? What are we looking into it? There is no regulations in terms.
No.
There is no safety for the contractor as well as the other person. People are not signing this contract.
100%.
So that's one of the major issue. What I feel and what as a professional he feels as well.
Sure.
Thanks a lot for watching this video. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great conversation.
Yeah.
And we would love to invite him over for another episode. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care.